today almost towards the 56th session. And it's an interesting topic today for the reason that I'm pretty excited about the fact that Ganesh festival, Ganpati is coming next week. And most importantly, when the Ganpati days come in, it's about modak, it's about sweets, it's about good eating, it's about meeting friends, meeting family members, and having a great time, right? So exciting times coming in, festivals coming in, so a lot of energy. And rather than last year, I think compared to last year, this time we are slightly less worried about the whole pandemic situation. Many of us have finished our second doses, and we are at least feeling safe to meet each other. So better times than last year, I would say. So welcome all of you for today's session. Katie, would you like to do the exercise part in the beginning or in the later half? What would you like to do?
I think let's start with the,
All right,
keep the energy
let's
high.
let's move a little bit and over to Katie.
You're already making me think about Modak, no? So I need to exercise before anything else is
Exercise,
done.
absolutely. So all those who are joining new at Smit.fit, here is our star, fitness trainer Kaustub. We call him Katie, and I'm doing these introductions for some people having joined the session and the platform recently. So over to you, Katie.
Thanks, Anand. Okay. We're going to do a little bit of balancing today. So we'll stretch first and then we'll work on our balance a little bit. We're going to start with the arms. Very simple. Keep the thumbs pointing up. Stretch up. Reach up. Turn. Stretch back. And relax. That's all we're doing. Raise up, stretch up. When you do this, keep the ribs tucked down. Try not to extend. From there, turn, stretch back, and down. Let's do three more, very easy. Raise, turn, side, and down. Keep going. Up, side, and relax. One last one. Okay, from here, we're going to give ourselves a nice tight hug. As we open, we'll keep the palms facing up. Reach back. Again, give yourselves a nice tight hug, but change the arm that's on top. And go back again. And relax. Okay, from here we're going to twist the spine. Look over your shoulders or your palm. Don't give any jerks. Raise this hand up high, but you should feel the stretch across the shoulder and the chest also. Great. Now, next bit, we're going to hold some sort of prop for balance, a table, a chair. If you feel like you're great with your balance, you don't need anything, that's fine. Just reach for the toe. Opposite arm and opposite foot. If you need, you can always hold on to something. Now, the intent is to not bend forward. Raise as high as you can. If you can only touch your thigh, that's okay. Maybe this is all the range you have. Do that for 10 counts. If you have a little more range, you can raise up higher. That would be great. Do as much as you can comfortably. Slowly increasing that reach. Let's change the leg. Let's go 10 on the other side. And 10. Super. From here, we're going to lift up the knee on the side, turn it in, and drop it down. Activating our hip flexors here. We're going inwards for 5 repetitions, circling in. Change the leg. Again, circle in for 5. And now let's turn out. Go back to the first leg. Do 5 going outwards. Lift in the front, raise to the side, come back down. 5 on the other leg. Okay, super. Last bit of stretches. We're going to pull the foot behind, try to raise up on our toes and relax. Then we'll change the leg, raise up on our toes and relax. Pull the foot behind, raise up, come back down. Pull the foot behind, raise up, come back down. Once again, we're doing 5 on each side. Get as tall as you can. And relax. Okay, very simple exercise for today. We're going to stand with one leg down and we're just going to try and raise the other leg up. To begin with, we're going to do an easier one. You're going to try and hold one finger against a wall, a desk. Don't use your full palm, you'll put too much weight there. So we're going one finger only just for a little bit of balance if you need to. Otherwise, your arms are up high. And we're going to pull the left knee to the chest. And we're just going to stand here. If you feel comfortable, take your hands off. Try to balance. Keep breathing here. 5 seconds more. 3, 2, 1. Relax.
It's feeling like a martial art stance, right?
Exactly. If you raise up higher, pull the knee up higher, it's very similar to some kung fu. We're going to repeat it on the other leg now. So again, maybe one finger for support. Right knee comes all the way up to the chest. You should really feel this bit of your hip and the thigh where they connect, that muscle working, trying to pull your knee up. It's a very important part of our core that is neglected. So we have to try and strengthen it again. Our core isn't just our abs here or our belly, but also all these muscles. And relax. Super. We're going to try the straight leg version. Difficulty going up just a little bit. And then the last one, I have a surprise addition to it. So let's try 10 to 15 seconds. This time, we're going to raise the leg up straight. Now try not to reach the hip forward, keep the hips back. Raise it up a little bit, get comfortable. Then you can try and lift up more and more. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Go. If you feel comfortable, pull the hip back, lift the leg more. Ideally, we want to aim to reach parallel to the floor. 3, 2, 1. Come on down. On the other leg. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Right leg lifts up. Get stable. Aim to look at something in front of you that's also not moving, is stable, that will help you balance. Keep breathing. Lift from the thighs. Keep the knees straight. And 3, 2, 1. What you may feel is the ankle of the leg you're standing on is sort of shaking, moving around. That itself is awakening a lot of muscles in your feet, getting them ready to sort of take weight. Normally, we spend a lot of time in shoes or on the chair. So those muscles at the feet are all fallen asleep. So we're waking them up. Now we're doing an easier one. All we're going to do is, I'm going to point to my feet for 1 second, is I'm going to pick up my left foot, put it at the back of my right leg, and I'm going to close my eyes. And we're going to see how long we can hold that for. Very simple. Just building some balance and mind body connection here. Pick up the left foot, bring it to the back of your right leg, close your eyes and just stay there. Uh, we'll see how long we can hold without bringing the foot down or opening our eyes. 15 seconds more. And relax. Okay, can open our eyes. How was that? कुत्ते पैर के पे खड़ा रहना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है कभी कभी.
Katie, you're sounding like fathers.
Okay, we're going to do the other leg. Last bit for today. We're going to try the other leg. Balance with our eyes shut, and we'll stop it there. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Begin. Aim to stay stable. Try not to open your eyes, and try not to put that foot down. 15 seconds more.
Difficult.
3, 2, 1. And relax. Okay, superb. Thanks for being a part of this and everyone following along. Doing such simple things sometimes does wonders and it's quite challenging. So I hope you enjoyed that.
All right. Thanks, Katie. We are about 30 days away from our 2nd October, which is the Gandhi Jayanti walk. Kedar, and we have to start preparing for the India, not India, the Pune team, who will be, see the team, once you say team, it comes in as India team. But Pune team walking on 2nd, we have to talk to, all the members and let's decide about how we are going to walk and all of that. And Mumbai, I will leave it up to Mumbai guys to take over, and other cities also we would like to start, but let's start with Pune and Mumbai initially. All right, moving to Swati. Where is Swati? There you go. Over to you, Swati. You have some guidance, and you are always strict, so everybody will follow what you will say.
Thank you so much, Anand. So it's been, the moment we hit July, it is the beginning of festival time. So for us Indians, the festivals almost start in July, and I think they cease to take a break somewhere in March, only after Holi. So we have a long stretch of celebration every now and then. And be it any community, we are definitely celebrating every few weeks or every few months. So this we just put together a few of our thoughts that we keep telling our patients, participants, that be careful, be careful. So we thought, why not just put it across so that all of us can come together. And in fact, I want a little bit of your inputs also as to how exactly you manage your eating when during these festival times. All of you who are with us for the last 1 year have already mastered that art. So I think little bit of inputs from your side will also be a great addition. So I'll just share a presentation with you, and let's see. Just let me know if this presentation is visible. There is a surprise also over here, okay, apart from the presentation. So this is it visible?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So the whole idea is that we want you to enjoy the festival. Uh, one of our participants, Nandu sir, asked me, Swati, as kai khaila karnar? What are you giving us to eat? So I just said as a joke that boldly means सिर्फ बातें खाने को मिलेगी, like that. So it is these talks actually will help you eat much better. But so the first part is what is any kind of festival synonymous with? It's always synonymous with food, because if you see, every festival is connected with a particular food. For example, Eid is always connected with biryani. If there is Diwali, it is always connected with some gujiyas or chakli or murukkos. All of this is connected with Diwali. And if we say, Navratri, what is Navratri connected with? You tell me. Are Navratri? There is puri,
Fasting.
halwa, chane. Huh?
There are sweets, 9 days, 9 different sweets.
9 days, 9 differences. So festivals are only defined by food. So it's very important that we give them their due respect. So here I have mentioned about Indian culture, but it's an integral part of every culture and every celebration. So like Christmas is incomplete without a cake, right? Or there is eggnog, again a little bit of sweet again. So it's very important that we do understand the importance of food in festivals and respect that. Second part is, this is our way of expressing love and respect to the near and dear ones. So anytime you invite a person to your house to share a meal with you, it is always also indicating that you've opened the doors of your heart to that person. You want to share a bite with them. So it's an expression. And be it, when it comes to sharing food, it is also not just limited to celebrations. At times of difficulties also, the first thing that a person shares with each other is a bite, right? So either if somebody is grieving also, the best way to support that person in our community is that we share a meal with them. So it's food is what is is the fevicol of our culture that has kept all of us Indians together. And food choices, now what happens is, now when we talk about food people love, then comes the difficult part where people come and say, oh no, it was Ganpati time, Swati, it was Diwali time, what to do? So this is where Smit.fit comes into picture, that we help you choose the food, the right foods, so as to the weight management as well as the the parameters or your blood work management is completely on track, even while you are having a lot of fun while celebrating these festivals. So how do we do that? So the first part of festivals is always we always start feasting with our family, right? So it's very important that you plan your festivities with your family in such a way that you take the lead. So automatically everything is in control. Okay. Now, and the most important is whenever you are planning a meal, make sure that you are feasting on more traditional meals which are synonymous, like what I said, which should be synonymous with the celebration. Okay. Then we are looking at the temptation. So now if there is while we are planning, everything is done, but what to do about the temptation? Okay, feel like eating this, what do I do? So now with careful planning you can actually stick to your nutritional regime. A little bit of pluses and minuses, we are there throughout, not just during this session but throughout. On the chat, if you start using the chat on the app, we can continuously be in touch with you for whatever little queries and doubts you have managing your calorie intake during these festive times. The team of nutritionists will be always there. Your health coaches also will be able to help you out. So all of us are together to help you out and making sure that you have a gala time from now till Holi at least. So what exactly? Why do we look forward to a festival? It's not because we are sitting at home and making the preparations and uh, just eating them. It's festivals are a chance to meet and greet people, right? It's about people, and not every time it is all about food. Most of the times you're looking forward to meeting somebody you haven't met for a long time. Now in these times when we are meeting people maybe after 2 months, we are meeting after 6 months. Some family members who were separated by distance are probably meeting after 1 year. So you want to make up for all that you've lost in that track of time. So make sure that you make up for all the memories and laughs, and not just about the food. Okay, concentrate more on socializing, making new acquaintances whenever you're in a party, and having lots of fun. keeping food as the 20% of your giving food your 20% attention. 80% should be just on making making contacts again. Okay, spend time chatting with relatives, and if you're sitting with your old friends, go back 20 years and think about what you did. That laughter by itself is going to take care of your hunger also. For that day, sometimes you will feel, "Ore, I have laughed so much, I have traveled on that memory lane so much that I really have very little appetite for food, because uh, how you say कि मेरा मन ही भर गया, because इतना ज्यादा प्यार, इतनी ज्यादा खुशी." And when you're very happy also, that time food really becomes very very negligible. It's just that you have to maintain your sugar levels and make sure that your stomach doesn't growl in the middle of the night. That time you can have very little food. I'm sure all of us have been through those patches, right? And especially now, like Anand rightly said, that now that we are a bit relaxed and we are little open to meeting people, then definitely this is a very good time. And this is like, you have to keep reminding yourself, why am I here? I just want to catch up with everyone. Okay, and that's what I meant. Think about what are you celebrating, and how great the food is. So definitely, if you are the host, the food is going to be great. If your friend is inviting you, he has you in mind, and he will make sure that the food is great. But think about it like, it's an opportunity. Ki, Arey, this is the way I'm going to sit next to my friend, crack a joke, probably gossip about a friend who's not there right now, and I'm going to have a very good time. So, uh, have you now, whenever it comes to a party, a get together, a family gathering, anything, so if this is an English speaking group, then it would be like, "Oh, darling, the party cannot be complete without you." Have you heard this? There are few more dialogues in there that we keep hearing. Please feel free to add this. Okay, whatever I have heard, whatever my colleague Kaveri, who stays in Delhi, I took a lot of inputs from her also. So whenever people are hosting you, this is what you get to hear, right? भाई आज के दिन खा लो, कल बाकी दिन तो करते रहो अपनी डाइट. अनदर वन, एक दिन से कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता, right? And this can be said in every language. Now Hindi and Marathi is what I know very well, but I'm sure Gujarati has the same question. Same. Sejal, they tell me something like this is happening, or even Sushmita ma'am, she will tell us that there would be somebody who would say the same thing in probably Malayalam. Then, अरे मेरी खातिर दीदी खा लो ना, मैंने इतना प्यार से बनाया, इतना देर लगाई, आप खाते ही नहीं हो. That, और this is the epic one that is always told to my mother. आज के दिन एक गोली ज्यादा खा लो. अरे, how can you tell a person to have one extra oral hypoglycemic drug? तो ये सब नहीं सुनना है, but this is what is very casually spoken in our group. अब बस भी करो, तुम्हें कौन सा catwalk करना है? It's for a person who's trying to watch their weight, and this especially comes to a person who's already lost a lot of weight, and then people see him fit and nice, and then he's told like that, ah, बहुत हो चुका.
The most favorite one that I have heard is, अरे ये तो प्रसाद है, इतना सही है.
Right, correct, इतना सही है, correct. And इतना सही is always a bowl full. And then ये एक बार खाने से मोटी थोड़ी हो जाओगे, बट दे डोंट अंडरस्टैंड दैट ये एक बार अगर मैं there is for example, now we have Ganpati celebration and I'm going to 10 different places for prasad. I'm going to have it daily, correct, without giving my body time to recoup out of the first impact. Then in Marathi, typical, आता ही कसली नाटक is something, right, Anand? Anand will have more input.
Absolutely.
Because he
And
stays in
uh,
Sadashiv plate.
and Ata Kasli Natka is just the milder version of it, and it goes all ahead of
On and
that,
on
right?
and on and on.
Yeah.
So it does happen that, but the most important part is that now that you know all these questions, take it like an entertainment. Just try and remember our session now, and just smile to yourself. But you should be very proud that the fact that everybody has to tell you this, that means your self control has been fantastic, and you should pat yourself for that. So definitely we
Very
want to
difficult.
celebrate.
when the things are made by mom or wife. ते काय तू म्हणजे मी केलं तर तुला खायचं नाही म्हणजे मेला तुम्ही बोंबला सगळं.
Okay. And yes, so emotionally people will definitely, Kedar sir, try to tell you that. So here are the tricks. So we are going to celebrate. Definitely, we're going to have a lot of fun. But let's see how exactly to do. So the first thing is you should always grab a bite before you leave for the party. Okay. So whether even if it is if you are hosting, take out some time. Maybe your guests are going to arrive at around 7:30. Grab a bite around 6:30. So it could be anything, something as simple as a fruit or an egg or a cube of cheese or a handful of nuts, a small cup of curd. So that need not be from your menu at all. It could be something that is easily available in your fridge or just lying there on your dining table. Then a bowl of soup, you can always save a little bit of soup from the previous day, knowing that, because this is where our planning comes into picture. So if you've had this, you will your glucose levels will never go down around the usual lunchtime, or you won't feel hungry in between where you give in to your temptations. Temptations are very easy to resist when your stomach is partly full, so your mind thinks, and you can actually tell people a firm no or a diplomatic no, because you are able to do it. Once the sugar levels start going down, and that goes, that really happens not when you're as a guest, but as you are a host, because you're so busy making all the preparations that you really tend to forget to grab a bite with all the tam jams. So it's always better that you set a reminder for yourself, and make sure that you are you're well fed, partly well fed before the session. That reminds me, I saw Sejal picking up a bottle of water. So stay hydrated also. I should have written it over there. So when you're a host and you are really running throughout the day from pillar to post, to make sure that your guests have a very good time, make sure that you are completely hydrated. now Now when you are a guest, you arrive at the place, so the first thing that you do is sneak into the kitchen. If it's going to be definitely your friend or a close family member, so थोड़ा सा झांकना शुरू कर दो, क्या क्या बनाया देखते हैं, तो like that. Okay, so the best thing is to check out all the food options. Now by and large, if you see, we whenever a meal is planned in our kind of household, Indian household, so not everything is unhealthy. There would be a mishtan, that is a dessert, or there would be something uh, fried. There would be something. So, but rest of the things are always safe to eat. So you should always check out all the food options, and then do a mental math. अभी मैं क्या क्या खाऊंगा इसमें से. Okay, decide which food you can enjoy without deviating from your good eating habits. So then you can also adjust the proportions. Okay, यहाँ पे दाल है, so I'll have this amount of dal. There is raita, then I have probably have a small piece of fried chicken then along with it. Or maybe I want to have this thing, there is chole kulche and jeera rice, then I will probably miss the kulche or the bhaturas, but I'll have the chole along with my jeera rice. That's a good combination, and I can steam it with the raita. So all of this, where you can always refer to your diet plan that we have been helping you out with. So going back to the same thing, go to a plate, imagine your plate, and make sure there are four things in good proportions. So there is a raw vegetable, there is a cooked vegetable, there is a portion of protein. So it could be your pulses, it could be paneer, it could be chicken, it could be any form of animal protein, and the fourth quarter will be devoted to your carbohydrates. So that could be
स्वाति, एक क्वेश्चन है
Hmm.
कि कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि हम आइडेंटिफाई नहीं कर पाते हैं कि प्रोटीन्स कौन से हैं, कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स कौन से हैं, राइट? जिनको मालूम रहता है कि ये प्रोटीन्स है, ये कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स है, तो जब मालूम नहीं है तब क्या करें?
Okay.
कैसा हम समझे कि क्या
So
खाना ठीक है नहीं है?
yes. So very simple is like, you have to make sure that is so protein identification is what you think about plant protein. So plant protein में क्या आएगा? So there would be dals and different types of pulses. Like in a typical party, there would be brag dal, maybe tadka dal, there would be masoor ki dal, there would be rajma, there could be chole, there could be chana. So that comes as a plant protein. Animal protein mein, even for the vegetarian, then when you would have options like dahi kadhi, then there would be paneer, then there would be eggs, there would be chicken, there would be fish. So all of this comes under proteins. And when it comes to the last portion, like I said, of carbohydrates, carbohydrates is all sorts of our breads and staples. So उसमें रोटी आ सकती है, there could be naan, there could be parathas, there could be different preparations of rice. There could be makke ki roti, which is like a mixed grain roti. There could be bhakri, a millet roti. All of this can be considered as carbohydrates. So, and then the remaining two parts, I go back to that. So, one cooked vegetable, so it could be some sabji or a stir fry or any kind of, vegetable curry. So, pav bhaji usme hi aa jata hai. So, there is the sabji over there. And a raw vegetable. So, it could be slices of vegetables, which is usually put in parties, or a good combination of a raita or a tossed salad. All of this will come under the raw vegetables. Then the next part is that always make sure that you take a plate and just fill it up with your salads first. So even before the rest of the meal is started, because generally they start laying the table quite early, and the salad comes in first. Cooked food is always got later, because when it's the actual time to eat food, जब उनको खाना गरम गरम परोसना पड़ता है. So ये सब चीजें तो वैसे ही रहती है. At times there would be boiled eggs also, which are kept, like these go in as starters. So even if you're taking the main starter, make sure that twice the amount is devoted to raw vegetables that are served in that meal. Okay. Then now when it comes to eating and eating, coming together and eating as a group, you have to think a little differently, so that you can actually enjoy the meal thoroughly well. So first thing is, like we said, if you've eaten, that's good, because never arrive on an empty stomach, or skip lunch so that you can splurge on the dessert. It's like आज रात को मुझे डिनर में जाना है, so आज तो रात दिन भर मैं भूखी रहूंगी और रात को जम के खाऊंगी, so that I'll compensate for that. Somehow this compensation doesn't work. You have to make sure that you've eaten well before you've come. Otherwise, not just change in your glucose levels, but it can also give you a lot of indigestion, hyperacidity, because your stomach has been empty for a very long time, and suddenly it is subjected to something very heavy to digest. Okay. So that's one of the few reasons that we always recommend, that you have to eat small meals before you arrive at the party. Then now it also happens that you're so hungry by the time you sit, have that dinner or that particular meal, that you tend to eat mindlessly, and often overeat and consume more calories that you would have otherwise consumed throughout the day. So that equation just doesn't match. So the whole purpose of skipping a meal doesn't help you. And another thing is that whenever you are there, so one part to ensure that you have good food, in case your host is not majorly into giving serving healthy meals, is you can always offer to bring a healthy side dish, and just say that I'll do my bit, I will help you out. That way you can actually ensure that a major portion of your meal could be 50% at least, is the food that you have only cooked. You can fill yourself, and a little bit can be consumed from the host table. Then now, once we start with the eating pattern, first thing to do is, once you are done with the salad part, whatever you are eating, maybe you want to taste the entire buffet that is laid over there, make sure that you are serving very small portions. So it will you know it will prevent wastage, and B is like, you can then find out what exactly did you like out of this, rather than taking bigger portions and then in a whole attempt of finishing everything, because you don't want to waste it. At least your calories are well chosen, then you will get more enjoyment out of it. In continuation with this, if there is any kind of alcohol served in it, in the buffet, try and avoid excessive amount of alcohol, because it will just add calories that you would have otherwise used for eating something really good. A lot of loads and loads of unwanted calories are loaded, even if you are taking a couple of drinks along with your meals. And this is very, very interesting, whenever you are sitting in a group, make sure that you are really still sitting away from the finger foods and the starters, because those are the foods that are never counted. You will not know your hand reaches to the plate and goes in your mouth. There is no memory of the food that is eaten, so you always end up eating more because you don't count how much you've eaten. And then you go, when you start actually having a regular meal, you eat according to your usual intake. I have one roti and some rice, and that's my usual food. But I have not counted the amount of calories that have gone in that, and those finger foods. And most of the finger foods, if you recollect, are loaded with calories. They are either fried, they are otherwise with lots of fat in some form or the other. So because finger foods are mostly crunchy, so they are supposed to be very, very rich in high in calories. So make sure that you can have a bit of it, but don't sit too close to it, because sometimes it just starts become a mechanical action. It's hand mouth, it's just mechanically, it just goes in your mouth, even when you are not into having it in a larger quantity. And like we've been always telling, you have to eat very slowly and savor every bite of your meal, so that you can spend more time in chatting and talking, and not eating the food by itself. Hmm? And this is another thing, like just like I said about being careful about your finger foods. There are many times, because conversations always happen on dining table. So especially if it's a sit down meal, make sure that you start even if you're done with your meal, then get up and start helping the host with the cleaning up, rather than lingering at the table. Because what happens is, then you will take one spoon of rice to just to be a part of that whole rhythm. Since everyone is eating, probably I'll have a little bit of rice. So harmless, whatever seems to be harmless is still piling on the calories. So make sure that you are not doing that, because otherwise, I have seen people, I have seen my own friends, they will sit at the dinner table, and then probably they'll take a wafer thin slice of the cake that is sitting in front of them. Now that wafer thin slice is because out of the guilt, but I see them taking those wafer thin slices about 10 times in that whole conversation. I have to say, "Arey bas ata, don't, no, I'm having only little bit," but that little bit has been taken 10 times already. So that's quite a bit. Okay. So and it's quite natural to feel tempted when there's so much food lying in front of you. So leave the table, it will be quite helpful to the host and most helpful to your own health. So when we say meals are always connected with memories, because there was this one movie, I don't remember. It had Ranveer Singh in it. So in that wedding movie of Ranveer Singh, so in that, there's a dialogue that in any function,
Baja Barat.
the guest only remember the food. There is nothing, even if you recollect, no, इसमें अरे उसका रोटी अच्छा नहीं था, उसमें चावल कड़क था. All of this is, so meals make memories. So we always have memories of, so the food actually takes us back to our childhood. And I'm sure every celebration, every function that we are celebrating right now, again takes us back to what we have done as children. So now that it is Ganpati time, so I remember how we used to we as kids would come together and dance on the Ganpati stage. Silly things that we have done, the kind of how we used to go from one house to the other in for the prasad. And that prasad used to be most of the times khirapad. It is nothing but a mixture of sugar and dry coconut, or sometimes we were lucky to get modak. But what I remember is those uh, those little things that we got, and hopping from one place to the other. So since we were talking about memories, so I have a small quiz for all of you. And none of the Smit.fit team members also know this quiz. So I want all of you to participate. So we will show you, the next few slides will show you some images. you have to identify the brand, and you have to, if possible, give me the tagline or sing the jingle that is involved with that brand. Is everyone ready?
नहीं नहीं स्वाति, एक बार हमें हिंदी में भी बता दो कि आपने क्या बोला.
Okay, okay. So, okay, challenging. I'm going to do this, but okay. तो क्योंकि खाना और हमारी कितनी सारी मेमोरीज है, यादें खाने खाने से जुड़ी हुई है, तो मैं आपको एक क्विज देने वाली हूँ. उसमें छोटे छोटे पिक्चर्स रहेंगे, जिसमें आपको कुछ कुछ चीजें याद रहेगी जब हम अपने ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट टीवी पे ये सब एडवर्टीजमेंट देखते थे. तो आई एम श्योर, क्योंकि वो एडवर्टीजमेंट बार प्ले होते थे, तो हम सबको याद रहेगा. तो आई थिंक children who are born in this thing after 95 may not be able to do it. So जिन का birth 95 के पहले हुआ है, they will all know what exactly I'm saying. So आप इनको देखिए. So आपको ये करना है कि वो slide, वो स्लाइड को आपको देखना है, मुझे बताना है वो किस चीज की एडवर्टाइज है. अगर आपको याद है, तो यू हैव टू टेल मी द टैगलाइन. जैसे टैगलाइन कैसे होता है?
Like for Raymond, or it's like the complete man.
The complete man, exactly.
Nike, just do it.
Just do it. Okay, so this is the 90s के बाद के बच्चे talking about. Okay, so
सबकी पसंद निर्मा.
Oh yes.
बरोबर. So now save it. You, I want you to use that in the coming slide. Okay. So ready? Anand, should I give the next slide?
First time I'm
बिल्कुल.
proud to be born before 95.
Great.
हम तैयार हैं.
Are you ready? And can
Dalda.
Dalda.
Can you imagine that time? That if you read Mothers Who Care use dalda was the advertisement, when dalda is supposed to be one of the worst form of fats that were available. Margarine, it is very bad, and probably the generation that has eaten dalda as kids is now funding all the cardiologists for all the angioplasty. Dalda has actually made sure that all these billings happened. Next, this somebody can tell
Wag,
me.
No, I think Lipton tea. I'm not
Tiger.
sure. Tiger tea or
Tiger.
something. Tiger.
One, two,
हाँ.
three.
Tiger
Lipton
chai.
Tiger chai.
Yeah, okay, tiger chai. I was wrong. Jalebi.
No, which brand are we talking about?
Bajaj.
This is some oil.
No,
oil.
Saffola.
Saffola,
This is
Saffola.
Saffola.
No.
No?
Bajaj.
Dhara. Yes.
Dhara.
Swati is right. Dhara. Rudrakshi said it. I don't know.
No idea, Swati.
biscuit, glucose, Parle-G.
No.
Britannia glucose.
अरे ते राहिलं आमचं हे करायचं, खोडायचं. This ad was very nicely done, because you know what this Gabbar Singh has done. He used to throw Parle-G biscuits in the air, shoot them, saying that this is not the real glucose biscuit, and so Britannia glucose is the this thing, the real glucose biscuits. That's how the ad was. Okay, this
सबकी पसंद
Nirma.
Washing powder Nirma.
Nirma.
दूध की सफेदी
Crystal.
निर्मा से आई,
Nirma.
रंगीन कपड़ों को खिले खिले जाए, सबकी पसंद
पसंद
निर्मा.
Nirma. Washing powder Nirma.
Shushma and something, all the names.
Jaya,
Sushma.
okay.
Farex.
Okay. Then this, I want a complete song. I am not going to give you
Godrej.
जब मैं छोटा
No.
बच्चा था, बड़ी शरारत करता था,
था।
मेरी चोरी पकड़ी जाती, तब रोशन
Bajaj.
Roshan Bajaj.
How about this one? Are
Gold spot.
Coca-Cola.
Gold spot.
Gold spot.
There is a chowk in Mumbai which is called Gold Spot Chowk. I don't know how many of you
That
know
is
about
in
it.
Andheri.
Andheri,
No,
yeah.
Andheri, not Chembur.
Andheri West.
Andheri West.
कितने फैक्ट्री होती है इनकी.
Oh, yeah. Correct.
Lijjat
Correct.
papad, Lijjat.
Lijjat Papad. Yes.
अरे गाणं म्हणा.
सब याद है.
Kedar should know it.
Lijjat papad.
इधर तुझे शेजारी आहेत.
हो ना,
हो ना,
Pune 4.
केदार सरांचे नेबर्स आहेत लिज्जत पापड.
Pune 4.
पापड़.
इसमें वो पपेट वाला कुछ तो था ना लिज्जत पापड़ के.
Murphy
Murphy.
baby.
Yeah, this is very famous. Ujala.
चार बूंदों वाला.
Ujala. चार बूंदों वाला.
And this
Onida, yes.
Neighbors envy.
owner's pride.
Owner's pride, neighbors envy.
Now this
Boost is the secret
This
of
is
my
the secret of
energy.
my energy.
our energy.
Our
The competitive
energy.
comes in.
Yeah.
This you remember?
Cadbury.
This is about Cadbury.
But you remember the
Dairy
song?
milk. Dairy milk.
Yes, Dairy Milk. But do you remember the song?
I know the recent one, the new one. मीठा
No,
है
no, this was
आज पहली तारीख है. But this I don't know. The old one, no
this
idea.
I
is older
forgot
one.
I forgot.
So
Can't
it was
recollect.
कुछ खास है हम सभी में. That is a very slow song. This is my favorite hero. So there was no reason to talk him, but
Synthol.
this, if anybody knows this,
Phantom cigarettes. These are
This is
those
Phantom, that
phantom
sweet thing.
My favorite Phantom cigarettes.
अब गाना नहीं पता यार.
इसका गाना नहीं है. It is so there was this episode. I wanted to buy these cigarette candied cigarettes for my daughter. So I went to a typical store. So Kedar sir, you know it, that Regal Bakery opposite Garware School. So I went there because they used to always sell it. So this happened about 6 months ago. So I went to buy it, and that the gentleman said that no, we've stopped selling them because we have a shop right opposite to the school. So it influences children. So I said that है ऐसा थोड़ी ना होता है. तो उसने मुझे कहा हाँ मैडम ऐसा होता है because I started smoking with a phantom cigarette. So that was my story of phantom. I dropped the whole idea. Okay, fine, no phantom cigarettes. Next.
Poppins.
Poppins.
James.
James Bond. Yes,
James.
who was that?
James.
हे तो माहिती है.
हमारा बजाज.
हमारा बजाज.
बुलंद भारत की बुलंद नई तस्वीर. Okay. This lady was
अरे
very
सुनीता.
annoying.
सर्फ.
कविता.
सर्फ.
नहीं, Savita नहीं. What is her name?
सुनीता.
नहीं.
ललिता जी.
Lalita ji. Yes.
Lalita, yes.
Lalita.
And this gentleman, what is he?
Saving.
Yes, but what was his tagline?
Palmolive का जवाब नहीं or something like that.
Yes, Palmolive का जवाब नहीं.
Kapil.
The last two now.
Amul chocolate.
Amul.
And what was the tagline? This is in Hindi, but what was the tagline in English?
You know about butter, yeah. Nothing, not these sugary things.
Good. I'm so glad.
Don't know.
Anyone?
But she knows about butter, Swati. She knows about butter.
She knows about
Yes,
butter. Right?
yes, and I love Amul butter. Yes.
So
It's the
Amul
taste
had
of
a
India.
tagline.
And I like Amul ads.
Yes,
love
Amul
Amul
ads
ads.
are the best. Utterly, butterly delicious. Amul.
So this tagline is a gift for someone you love. And not many people know that Amul was one of the brands to introduce the maximum variety of chocolates, where other companies were giving only standard chocolates. Amul, even about 20 years ago, had launched bitter chocolate, which was not well received. If you see in that in this ad also, the first one
Bottom.
first one is bitter chocolate. So it was dark chocolate, and that was because we are a land of sugar lovers. that wasn't well received, but they were thinking way ahead of time. And an Indian brand doing so meant something, And the last one, this is for all the men. Tell me,
Prestige.
Prestige
उसकी
breakfast.
टैगलाइन क्या होती?
जो
What
करे
was the
बीवी से
tagline?
प्यार
Yeah.
हाँ
वो
Prestige से
प्रेस्टीज से
कैसे
कैसे
करे
करे इनकार.
इनकार?
करे इनकार.
Great, great. Thank you. It was so much fun. I thought, you guys will find it difficult to crack this, but superb. So glad. Any more memories connected to celebration and food?
To celebration, yes.
Celebration, lot of things.
We got
Diwali.
turmeric, nahi cosmetic.
Food.
Food, Diwali, and Navratri, Christmas.
Everywhere, right? So now we go back to the previous slides and we make sure that you know you remember the kind of instructions we have discussed. So no matter what people say in different languages, that आज के दिन एक दिन खाने से कुछ नहीं होता है, please don't pay attention to that. Eat mindfully whenever you think it is appropriate to eat, and apply all the tricks where it will help you to stay on the diet as well as have a lot of fun.
thank you.
Superb. All right, Swati,
nice.
I'll just take a moment right now to acknowledge हमारे पास आज कुछ नए participants आए हैं, Smit fitters who have been attending for more than a year. लेकिन कुछ नए participants भी है. रक्षा जी अभी regularly आ रही है sessions को. We have Mamta ji, Geeta, Sushmita joining in. तो thank you for joining in these sessions. And we also have Arya. Arya is from Pune, and I think she's the youngest Smith fitter. Just wanted to make a note. Arya
I'm the
is,
youngest.
yeah. Sorry. Apart from apart from Kedar, we have the youngest Smith fitter, Arya. So cool. With that, let's wind up for today, and also kickstart and restart our walks. And I'm going to make a small WhatsApp group for that separately, so that all the Smith fitters are not bothered all the time. Pune and Mumbai gang, and let's kick in all the walks starting tomorrow. Right. So looking forward. Any more
Hello, 1
questions,
minute.
doubts? Mamta ji, yes.
Thank you. I enjoyed the quiz very much. Brought the old memories back of black and white TV.
Yep.
I enjoyed your lecture also. It was really very knowledgeable.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Mamta ji.
Swati. That goes to you. Thanks. All right. See you all.
Thank you, everyone. Have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend.
Thank you,
Take care.
everyone. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you.